Have you ever heard this quote of Albert Einstein? Put your hand on a stove for a minute and it feels like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour and it feels like a minute. Well, I wonder how he would have felt about a 2-week wait, because it may be 2 weeks, but it sure feels like an eternity. Hello lovelies, and welcome to another one of my videos in which we'll be talking about how you can survive and thrive in the 2-week wait. Because let's face it, the 2-week wait, oh my goodness, it can feel like it's forever. Especially because you usually don't really share with anybody else how many days past ovulation you are, and it can get a little bit lonely as well. And you're constantly fighting against not testing, huh? So in this video, I really want to equip you so that you're not wishing time away, but that you're actually thriving. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoy it and I can make more content like this. And you can also hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already, and make sure to also click on the notification bell so that you're notified the next time I upload new content. So back to how you can thrive in the 2-week wait, because I don't want you to just survive it. Chances are that you won't experience just one 2-week wait. Maybe this is your first, and maybe it will be the only one, which I really wish for you. But if you look at statistics, those chances aren't great. Most couples will take a couple of months before they can conceive. And if you've been trying to conceive for a longer period of time, then you know how awful the 2-week wait can be if you make it that way. But I'm here to give you some tools so that it doesn't have to be awful. Because if you're gonna have more 2-week waits than just one, you don't want to be wishing away half of your cycle every month. So first of all, I want you to think about who you are. What is your identity? Where does your identity lie in? Does it lie in being pregnant? Does it lie in being a mother? Even if you will be pregnant, you won't be pregnant forever. Even if you will be a mom, it's not the only thing you'll be. You'll be a wife. You might be a daughter. You might be a sister. Hopefully you're a friend. You may have a job that you have a certain role. And hang on with all the roles. You are you. You are a gem the way you are, and there's nobody like you. You are precious with all your desires and all your talents and all your hopes and dreams and plans. They shouldn't be just focused on pregnancy and on motherhood, because you have so much more to offer. So I want you to use this 2-week wait to really think about who you are and what your hopes and dreams are apart from being a mother. What do you wish for your relationship? What kind of person do you want to be when you're old? Who do you want to be if you end up without children? Because if you can envision what kind of person you want to be if you don't have kids, that will make you an even better mother, because you'll be grounded, you'll be rooted, knowing who you are, knowing what your identity is. One of the great ways I think you can make this practical, thinking about who you are and your identity, is to read a self-help book. You can even buy a book or borrow a book and put it in a 2-week wait kit, perhaps, that you don't start it any other time of the month, but you start it the day that your 2-week wait starts, so you have something special to begin with. Look at a book that helps you grow as a person. The book that I am reading right now, oh my goodness, is so confrontational. It's The Cure for the Perfect Life, and it's by Kathy Lip and Sherry Gregory. I have no idea if the camera's picking up on this, but otherwise I'll put in some footage of a close-up. But this book is about kicking perfectionism to the curb. And seriously, I never thought of myself as a perfectionist, and I wonder who's watching this and laughing right now, but I've come to realize that I am in certain areas. And I think a lot of my patients are, and I think you might be in some areas as well. So this might be a great book for you to look at. But there are so many other wonderful books. Maybe there are some books that you've been thinking about reading, or that have been recommended to you or suggested to you. And what I'll do is I'll make a list of my favorite self-help books that I think will really make you grow. I'll make sure to put them in the coordinating blog post of this video. Another thing to do on this topic specifically is you can journal. Now this may not be for everyone, but if you enjoy journaling, then write down some confrontational questions like, who am I? Where does my identity lie in? Who will I be if I never am a mother? Who do I want to be as a mother? How want to I handle my pregnancy? How will I take care of my sisters and friends who are battling infertility when I am pregnant? These are precious questions, and if you take the time to reflect on them and answer them, I guarantee you, you won't regret it. Okay, now let's look at a little more of a practical tip. Don't drink caffeine in your 2-week wait. I will link in a video that I did recently that's all about why I recommend to not take any caffeine when you're trying to conceive, and especially not in your 2-week wait. But this has all to do with your hormone balance. So first of all, your hormone balance is going to be a lot better if you're not drinking caffeine and making your adrenals fire stress hormones. So if you're concerned about your luteal phase or your progesterone levels, then definitely leave caffeine to the side. Pick some nice teas that you really like and put it in that kit that I was mentioning before. Make yourself a 2-week wait kit in advance. The other thing is that in your 2-week wait, you are more likely to be a bit more emotional. You're stressed out, especially the closer you come to 12 days past ovulation, 13 days past ovulation. And if you're drinking caffeine, then any nerves and anxiety is just gonna get worse. Not to mention, caffeine will interfere with rest. And that brings me into my next point. Spend a lot of time in the bedroom. And I actually mean that in 2 ways. First of all, I need you to rest. The more that you rest, the more you'll be able to give a possible pregnancy a good chance. Your body actually wants to retreat in the second half of your cycle because under the influence of progesterone, we tend to get a little bit more sleepy and want to turn inward and take care of our home. It's designed beautifully this way, with progesterone preparing you for possible pregnancy. That's in contrast with estrogen, which is dominant in the first half of your cycle, in which you're more likely to take on projects and be more outgoing and meet with other people. So listen to your body and rest, rest, rest. The second part of spending time in the bedroom, you got it. Spend some time with your man. I know when you're trying to conceive, there's a risk of the lovemaking becoming just baby making. And yes, baby making sounds really cute and sweet, but it shouldn't just be that. Even if you do have kids, your kids are gonna leave the home. And I tell my patients all the time, I hope you're investing in your love life so much that it's going to be better when you're in your 80s than it is today. And trust me, it's possible. And I truly believe it should be that way, because lovemaking is all about the two of you connecting. Now, spending more time in the bedroom with your lover is not just about your lover, it's also for you. It's a way to relax, it's a way to calm your nerves, and it's also a reminder to you that your relationship is the core, and babies and kids will come forth out of that love. Not only that, I think it will strengthen your relationship. I guarantee you that your relationship will flourish because your husband will feel so much more loved knowing that you pursue him not just during your fertile window, but also when you're not fertile. All right, and we've got another really practical tip, and this has nothing to do with what you should be doing. In fact, this is all about what you should not be doing, and that is testing before 13 days past ovulation. You guys, there's no point in doing it. Yes, there are these great websites that show you all the statistics of the chances that your test will be a positive in the end if it's negative now, but it's just gonna stress you out. The highest chance of having a positive test if you're pregnant is 13 days past ovulation. And in fact, it's actually on the day that you expect your period, so that should be 14 days past ovulation, but I'm cutting you some slack. 13 is quite all right. The thing is that an egg implants between 6 and 12 days past ovulation. So if you test early, it is possible that the egg would have already implanted and that you get a positive test. But if you get a negative test, you're just going to tell yourself, well, maybe the egg implanted later. And that's possible. So you might be disappointed when later you get a positive test, or every time that you test and it's negative, you're disappointed again and again and again. So why don't you just wait to the 13 days past ovulation? And if you're not pregnant, take care of that disappointment then and there instead of torturing yourself for at least a week. So you, Missy, drop the pregnancy tests. Oh wait, you're 13 DPO? Okay, you're good. And you know what? Honestly, if you don't believe me and this is your first 2-week wait, Knock yourself out. Get it out of your system. Test every day, twice a day. After that, I'm pretty sure that you will be on board with this advice of waiting until 13 days past ovulation. And then lastly, I've got a great tip that is a homeopathic remedy that can help with implantation and the very first stages of the pregnancy. And that is the remedy Calc Fluor. Now, I recommend to take it in a tissue salt form, which is in the potency 6x. So don't worry if you've never heard of this remedy and you're like, what, how do I spell that? I'm going to write it down below, or you may have already seen it pop up in the screen. You can get this remedy pretty easily from any homeopathic pharmacy, but I've also found it's quite easy to obtain online. I recommend for you to take that twice daily, and you can take it from the moment that you have ovulated or a couple of days later if you're already a little further into your 2-week wait. So as I said, Calc Fluor is a fantastic remedy to support implantation. But you know what? Even if you're not pregnant, it's a fantastic remedy because it combats cavities. And it's great for your skin, for your nails, and for your hair. So win-win. Another thing you could do instead of taking Calc Fluor as a separate remedy is start the pregnancy tissue salt program. And I'll make sure to link that in here as well. I've written a blog post on that. The pregnancy tissue salt program is a program that you take throughout the entire pregnancy, and it supports the baby's development at every stage, and it prepares you for labor later on. But you know what? The earlier you start, the better. So you can start from ovulation onwards with that first combo. Please comment below what you find the most difficult about the 2-week wait and what you do to try and handle it. And if you don't know how to handle it, I'll make sure to comment and make a suggestion, and otherwise other people in our community might make a suggestion. And I think that way you can kind of lock arms and know that you're not alone in this 2-week wait. I hope you found this video helpful. This 2-week wait thing and your emotions when trying to conceive is something that's quite heavy on my heart. And I really want to encourage you wherever you are to thrive, whether it's in your 2-week wait or outside of your 2-week wait, just as I do with my patients and consultations. So thanks so much for watching to the end. And in the meantime, see you in the next video. Bye!